Well, COVID-19 has caused an economic crisis, and some graduates who are looking to join the workforce right now may be worrying about their financial futures. For some advice, we are turning to Harry Abramson, the owner of and founder of Abramson Financial Group. We're so glad that you decided to join us this morning because this is one of those things that a lot of folks are trying to figure out. Well, I'm not in school, I'm not going to graduate, but legally I am going to graduate. Where do I go from here? What should a graduate be thinking about? Saving money right now or trying to spend money to try and get to the right job?
Well, thank you for having me. Students are finally graduating and are now turning a new page in their chapter of life. And understanding various money strategies can significantly impact their financial success in the real world. And it's equally important to start to actually save money to build up short-term liquidity. Managing their debt, obviously you want to look at and find some type of job opportunities out there, but not ignoring building up any short-term liquidity. The old saying is cash is king really does apply here now.
Okay, so are there any money-saving tips that you can offer any of these graduates right now? Because truthfully, they're worried about their future.
Yes, well, the one is that if they do have debt, they want to make sure their repayment schedule fits their current income. That's an important first step. The second is they want to make sure they balance debt with short-term liquidity. Don't use every disposable dollar to reduce down that debt. I would say the third thing is to start a monthly savings habit and stick to it. It could be just a simple checking account, savings account, and get into that habit. And lastly, don't worry about a rate of return. This is a short-term strategy. They're coming out of school, just having some money in a bank account or savings account for an emergency or any kind of life event will far outweigh trying to chase some type of rate of return.
I know in my personal case, I started late for a retirement account. Should the graduates now be thinking not just in terms of savings, but also down the road and their retirement?
Yes. Well, graduates are often so eager to start saving money into maybe retirement accounts like a 401k, but they should really heed with caution. Often graduates, they're at the start of their career and they're in the lowest income tax bracket of their lives. And there's really no such thing as a tax savings. It's really only a tax postponement that will eventually, taxes will be due. So, graduates should be celebrating, pay their taxes today, and save money into post-tax strategies.
Now, Harry, you mentioned 401ks, usually with the company match. Should a graduate be thinking in terms of that, given the circumstances that we are all living under right now?
The real question, Jose, is the match really worth it this early on in their career? Having money again in the bank to deal with an emergency or unexpected life event, those are important considerations. 401ks, they're rule-based and rules can change. Sometimes putting $1 into something to get another dollar that you really can't touch for 40 years, all too often, that's a very hard thing to do. And all too often, there's things that will pop up over 40 years that can devastate these portfolios, really setting people back.
Is there any last bit of advice that you could give to those graduating seniors right now?
Yeah, I think right now they need to really try to focus in on finding a job. Okay, it's going to be tough for a lot of people out there. Once they do settle in, find something, just to know this might be a temporary fix for themselves, but also make sure that they do look at establishing some type of savings habit for themselves. It will pay off in the long run for themselves.
Great advice. Harry, thank you so very much for joining us this morning and letting us know that there is some light down at the end of that tunnel. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Stay healthy as well. And
You
stay
too.
healthy.